Hi, welcome to Nini's Nest. It's another Monday, and I'm here with my very last picture book from the library, so I'm going to have to take a trip there today so that I can read you another story tomorrow. But can I ask you a favor, please? If you are listening to the stories and you like a particular author, please give a thumbs up for the book that you enjoy. I don't get a lot of those thumbs up, and it's not for me, it's for the book, so that I can know what kind of books to pick out when I go to the library. So you could go back even now and listen to one of your favorites and give it a thumbs up, and it'll show up for me, and I can try to read some of the ones you really like. This one today is by an author I know, Cynthia Rylant, and Arthur Howard is joining her in authoring this book. I don't know his name. The title is Mr. Putter and Tabby, the cat, Pick the Pears. And it's kind of a fall book, and we're still in summer, but I love to think of fall as one of my favorite times of the year. Look at Tabby in the pear tree. And look at Mr. Putter raking leaves. I've done that before. It's real hard work, but it actually is fun to be out in the cool air and breeze and rake up the leaves. I always enjoyed that. This book has 4 sections, or 4 chapters, I guess you could call that. Pear jelly, number 2, cranky legs, number 3, zing, and number 4, juicy days. Now I'm looking forward to the first chapter, pear jelly, because my dad, when he was still living, made something called pear preserves, and I loved it. So it's like pear jelly in a way. It was fall, and juicy things were growing in Mr. Putter's backyard. Juicy apples, juicy tomatoes, and juicy pears over here. Mr. Putter walked with his fine cat, Tabby, among the juicy things, and he dreamed. He dreamed of apple pie and apple turnovers. He dreamed of hot apple cider with a cinnamon stick and stuffed red tomatoes. But most of all, he dreamed of pear jelly. Mr. Putter loved pear jelly. He had loved it since he was a boy. Fall was his favorite season because of pear jelly. And now it was time. Tabby, said Mr. Putter, it is time to pick pears. Tabby loved it when Mr. Putter said it was time to do something. She was old, but she still liked excitement. She followed Mr. Putter into the garage, where he found a ladder for pear picking. Then they went to the backyard, where all the excitement was. Number 2, cranky legs. Mr. Putter had a problem. It was a ladder problem. Mr. Putter set his ladder against the pear tree, but he couldn't get up the ladder. Last year he got up the ladder, but this year he had cranky legs. Cranky legs, cranky knees, and cranky feet. He's getting older, like myself. He stepped onto the ladder, and his legs were so cranky he had to get right off again. One trouble with being old, said Mr. Putter, is being cranky. Tabby knew what he meant. She had a cranky tail. Some days it was so cranky it wouldn't swish. It just stuck in the air like a stick. Cranky legs and cranky tails are no fun when you're old, especially if you want pear jelly. Mr. Putter looked at the pears still in his tree, and he thought. He thought and thought and thought. Tabby curled herself up and waited. She liked excitement, but she could wait for it. I think she went to sleep. Chapter 3, zing. "What I need," said Mr. Putter at last, "is a good slingshot." Mr. Putter knew about slingshots. He had played with them as a boy. They were good for knocking cans off logs. So they must be good for knocking pears off trees. Tabby followed him into the house to make a slingshot. Mr. Putter's using his head, right? Mr. Putter found a pair of old underwear that he didn't like. He didn't like it because it was covered with poodles. His brother had given him the underwear for his birthday. His brother loved the underwear. He thought it was funny, but Mr. Putter did not. It's kind of funny to look at, really. So he cut up the underwear and got some very good elastic. Then he got an old glove. Then he got a stick, and he made his slingshot. So he had to have his scissors, and here's a glove, and here's the stick. Needs to be kind of shaped like a Y. I know that I had one that I gave to my son at one time, and it was a perfect Y shape. Mr. Putter and Tabby went back to the pear tree. Mr. Putter needed something hard and round to sling. Many of his apples had already fallen, so he picked up an apple. He put the apple in the slingshot. He aimed at a pear in the tree and pulled back as hard as he could. He's got to get a good aim. And Tabby's right there watching and helping. Zing! The hard round apple went flying up, 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 over Mr. Putter's pear tree, over Mr. Putter's apple tree, over Mr. Putter's chimney, over Mr. Putter's house. Mr. Putter and Tabby watched as it flew out of sight. Said Mr. Putter. He picked up another apple. He wasn't going to give up, was he? Zing! Up, 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 over, 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 out of sight. Wow, said Mr. Putter. He was smiling. He might have cranky legs, but he sure had jiffy hands. He picked up another apple. Zing! Another apple. Zing! Another. Zing! He forgot all about the pears. Tabby liked the first zings, but by the 7th zing, she began to yawn. By the 10th zing, she began to nod. And by the 14th zing, she was sound asleep. Excuse me. Mr. Putter played with his slingshot all afternoon. He played through tea time. He played through supper time. He played until dark when he couldn't see the apples go up anymore. Excuse me. When he was finished, he had no apples and no pear jelly. He was a little embarrassed. He picked up Tabby and sneaked inside. Chapter 4. Juicy Days. The next afternoon, Mr. Putter and Tabby were sitting on their porch. They were feeling sorry for themselves because they still had no pear jelly. I could get used to swinging on the porch, couldn't you? Suddenly, Mr. Putter's neighbor, Mrs. Teaberry, and her good dogs, Zeke, came by. Mrs. Teaberry was carrying a big basket, a very big basket. She said to Mr. Putter, "It is amazing. When I woke up this morning, there were dozens of apples in my front yard, and I don't even have an apple tree." Do you know where those apples came from? Yes, he sent them in her yard with his slingshot. Mr. Putter looked at Tabby. "Amazing," he said. "So I made an apple feast," said Mrs. Teaberry. In the basket, she had 14 apple turnovers, 5 apple pies, 6 apple jellies, and a gallon of hot apple cider with cinnamon sticks. She made all of that from the apples he sent over into her yard. I think we could probably count the 5 apple pies. There's 1, 2, oh, well, let's see, that's an apple turnover. Maybe not. It doesn't show all of them because it says 14 apple turnovers, and we only see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. But we can see the apple cider with the cinnamon stick, can't we? Mr. Putter and Tabby ate juicy things for days and days, and when he was finishing the last apple pie, Mr. Putter had an idea about those pears still on his pear tree. He would wait for them all to fall off. Good idea, right? Then he would go get his slingshot and start zinging. I just think that was so ingenious, so smart of Mr. Putter. And he learned a little bit the hard way, but it turned into something good because look how much they got to enjoy from Mrs. T. Wood. Her name was Mrs. T. Berry, excuse me. She made some really juicy, amazing things out of the apples. And now, I bet Mr. Putter is busy making pear jelly. What a wonderful story to think about. Fall is coming. Maybe you might remember this when fall comes and get some pears, and you and your parents or friends make some things from pears. You can make pear bread, pear jelly. You can just have pears all by themselves. They're such good fruit. I'm so thankful for your being here today. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up so that I'll know if you enjoyed this story. And have a great day.